Well, good morning. Sort of a funny day today. It's the first day now we can concentrate on the build, but secondly, it's a very early finish for our season, our work season. Normally we don't finish until the sort of end of September, but with all this cost of living crisis and everything else, our bookings were down quite a lot this year. So although I'm excited to start the build, I'm also a bit disappointed on the amount of work we've managed to get in this holiday season.
Hi, we're Ian and Julie. Follow us on our tiny homestead and our debt-free project of a lifetime, the building of our shipping container home here in the Pyrenees, and all of this alongside our full-time jobs.
You saw in our last video, we did all the gravel and basically started the new pathway here, putting in these drain covers, etc. We're going to carry on with that over the next week or so, hopefully building up these curbstones that you saw us with that measuring stick. But also we're going to finish off the pump. Now, thanks very much for all the comments on the submersible and the auto turning on. I'm going to stick this little pump in that we already have, and we'll be able to build on that at a later date. I just need to get some decent water in for concrete and cement. Leading on from the concrete and cement, this is our next, little dog just stung herself. Our next bigger project is a retaining wall here and a retaining wall just here. And you'll see in a minute where we got all this rubble from. But that retaining wall is to basically increase the driveway, to make this driveway nice and flat, and then just have a nice sort of drop down to where the house is going to go. And that's just to give us a staging point for the next phase, which is the house build. So I want somewhere we can place building supplies, be able to turn around machinery, etc. Have the water on tap, and basically electricity, enough electricity with these battery banks we have to get the mixers going, and basically, yeah, it's going to be quite exciting. So we're going to carry on with the pump and get all that sorted out now. So follow us along now and hit that subscribe, quick thumbs up, and we will get into the build. Julie's down here in a minute. She's just finishing off tidying up the house because the guests basically left yesterday. So yeah, new chapter in the year for us.
Floki and Freya on their best behaviour. We have new neighbours, and this is way too good an opportunity to miss. They're doing some remodelling and we're collecting all their rubble, and that's going to help build up the height that we need on the drive where we're doing this new retaining wall.
one everyone would go to. But it is easy now. So what I'm doing now is putting in the standpipe. There'll be a tap, a spigot up here, coming down here to the pump. And this is a metal post holder here. I'm just concreting it in, but what I've done, I've cut it in half. I basically got a sawzall and a grinder, cut down basically the other side of that, and sandwiched it around this metal here, and then put a bolt down the bottom to squeeze it in. So it's pretty tight that way. It's a bit wobbly still because there's no concrete, of course. But what we've done also is put in a sleeve down the bottom, a 125 sleeve. So the actual 100mm pipe can just slide through. And now I'm going to do the same for the actual water from the water tank. So I'm going to put in an 80 sleeve down the bottom that'll come up here, and that's going to poke out around here where that peg is. So this can basically feed through and then go into the pump. And that is so I can change out this at any time. So it's not going to be covered in rocks or concrete or anything. It'll be in a nice sleeve that I can just pull in and out. I've sort of done it. Got an 80mm duct just all the way from the top there down to the bottom, and then my pipe just here. So that should be okay. I'll get that in when Julie's here, and we've got a next stage is to put a load of concrete in there. And this isn't the actual post. I've got the post inside, and I'm going to run all the tap and the pipe and everything on this. And also a junction box here for the conduit. So this is my mains from the actual garage, and I'll have one coming in from the pump, which is just down here, and also I'm going to run a conduit from here all the way down to the tank, either for a submersible pump or actually a level meter, so that cable can run up to here and be powered from there. So we'll get on with that, but it's a bit hot. It's tea time, and I better get back. We're letting our neighbour use our land to dump his soil over in the far corner there, hoping we can get some big rubble and rocks to fill in this bit here. God, this is heavy. Right, this is the transformer. So there it is. Let's see if it turns on. And that's using about 350 watts, so it's not too bad.
Turn him on.
Yeah, turn him off.
Ah! You saw it on camera.
These, shorten them. I've got plenty here. Quite sharp.
How much cable have we got? My stone pile behind me is slowly diminishing. We're beavering away in the heat, trying to fill these gabions. Oh, and I'm filling buckets with little stones while Ian's getting all the big flat ones to face the front of them. So this is where we've started, and we're making a good dent in our stone piles. And we've come right round, whoops, slipping, to where the water and all the lines come down into this tank. Getting all these ones finished, and then Ian's going to set that post behind him in concrete.
Well, it's another hot one. Just going to do the concrete. Julie had to rush back because we're having our water meter changed out at the house. We forgot totally all about it. And the electric bike had run out of battery. So, yep, she's struggling. I'll see her in a minute when she comes back. But I'm going to just get on and fill this cement mixer and try and pour that concrete down the bottom of that post and get that one set off. Quick job. It's all nice and level. Well, the metal is anyway. The post's a bit wobbly, but that isn't secured in yet. So I'll let that set off. I'll put the excess down here because this block will sit along here, and that will house this plastic tub here, which will cover up the pump down there. That's the plan.
Morning, it's the next day. We're back on site. A lot cooler this morning, thankfully. It was still hot yesterday. So the plan of action, we're going to set up the cement mixer. You can see him behind me starting that job. And then we just need to cement the block in, ready to set the water pump and its housing. So that's this morning's job, and we'll see where we go from there.
This is going to be a dry mix, this one, just so I can compact it around the block.
Oh, I'm ready, push it.
So, just chuck it on.
All our water from the tank. Yay!
Right, just connecting these two from the original to the new one. Go on. It's quite tough, and then I'll start straightening them all up.
It was too long a run for us to actually make all the cages in one go. So this is a cage that we're having to join to the ones that we've already done.
Got the majority of the gabions in now. So
Smart.
that's a big tough day though. Every single rock, I don't know how many times we've actually touched these rocks. But we'll be back in the morning. I'm going to finish off the pump. So all that concrete's dried from this morning. Our first harvest from the new property. This is all from the compost we put in from our current place. Look at him.
He's a little rogue butternut. Let's have a look at him. Hey, look at him, he's a tiddler. Well, butternut squash. Yeah. Time to make this butternut squash into something tasty.
We're just finalising the gabions and also this level from the bottom of the gabion down so it doesn't go over the top of the water tank. I actually thought the water tank was going to be much higher, but we got a bit carried away when we dug that hole. Anyway, I put this in, not in a rush, but I didn't really think very well on the positioning. I need to drop this sort of knuckle here down a bit, so I'm just going to cut it off here. Pull it straight out the tank because it's just pushed in, and then we're going to go to the store and basically move this angle to there and dig out this sort of groove here, and that will lower it down much quicker instead of this is going to be sort of just on the surface.
We've just opened up this pipe and I've looked up behind the garage workshop. Oh my goodness, we didn't realise the sky had turned so black. So yeah, we're racing against the rain I think this afternoon. Woohoo! A temporary bung, so we don't want any dirt getting in this tank. Oh, it's breaking away all right.
Yeah,
look how damp it is. We must have had rain up here last night. Get this dug out. Off to the store to get another junction. Get it fitted and hopefully all done before it rains.
Well, I don't really like buying just 2 metre lengths of pipe, but we're in the car, so it was the only thing. But I've got all my little 45s and things. I'll get that pipe done. It was raining at the shop, but luckily it's still dry here, so I've got a few minutes. Oh, for spoon. I did need to buy the pipe. Alright, and that's the 90 that I put down, so it goes straight down. There's not a lot of room for that filter basket because we're near enough at the height. Well, there's still quite a bit to go. But that's got rid of that knuckle here now. So we'll be able to level that off there. And this is not a heavy pathway anyway. We'll get some sand tomorrow.
Look at that for service. Coffee, Mr. Wright, coffee. You haven't even started.
No, I don't have a biscuit. Is it Levensies?
Levensies.
A small non-physical job at last, because we are aching so much from doing those gabions yesterday. But I've got to put in the spigot, the tap, and that was that post you saw. And I'm going to put in a spigot, a tap. And Julie didn't just want the standard brass tap. Out of the local shop, she had to order this painted grey one. So that's what we're going to put on. And that will attach down to the pump, which I'll show you in a minute. But I'm housing that in a plastic container, and we'll basically bury that and put a nice big slab, concrete sort of slab on top. So all the pump and everything will be hidden away. We can still get to it quite easily, lift the slab, get to it, but there'll be a switch on the back of the post for now until I get some sort of remote switch or automatic switch. But we just got to get this finished so we can get the water running for all our concreting and everything else basically. Just need to move on from this project. Too high.
Yeah, a little gap.
About 8. Right.
Yeah.
4.5. 4. Yeah. One should have put this on first, but that doesn't matter. That one, I've not actually used these fittings before. That, little rubber seal, I nearly forgot, but the holes for the bolts are behind the pipe. So I do need to get these in before I do the pipe. Right, now I've got to cut the end off this plug and hope it comes out the other end. Let's see if this little trick works, because I think there's a bit of a kink.
We did it!
Yeah. That worked.
Yeah. Oh, it's coming, I can feel it. Oh. Hang on, let me just grab. You got him? Oh, look at that, we did it. So this one here is for the water pump. This one is for a future sensor for that big black tank we put in. And there are electrical wires that he's going to pop in a box in a minute.
This little junction box did start off this light coloured grey inside, but again Judy wanted it all to match, so, and I had to go wide with the box because I've got 3 conduits, so I wanted to get quite waterproofed. So if I'd have started trying to squeeze them through one little tiny hole, it would have looked, well, it wouldn't have worked. I'm using these little blue ones because you can actually take them out. So when I actually change this out for the automated key fob one, I can just quickly redo it. Right. Right. Quick check. Will it work? Yes, my electrics work. So now I'm going to prime, try and get this water in there. There we go. Come on. Get all the air out. Oh. I can turn him off. I know it looks a bit daft having this directly under the tap, but with all the plumbing and everything, it was the easiest place to put it. So this is a waterproof box. But we'll also got a big concrete slab we've just bought, and then we'll sit that over the top here. So if any splashes, it'll go off. But it's still accessible for priming if we need to. I'm just notching out so it butts up against the gabions, and this just goes around the water pipe. I don't have a chisel, but I have plenty of my agricultural pins, so
Oh, that did the job.
it's actually
rounded.
it's rounded as well.
Hey, that's a win-win, Ridey. Hey, that works a treat, Ian.
Yeah, that's all right. It rests up against the gabion. That's fine.
Yeah. Oh, that works lovely.